What's up, everyone? It's Cannan back with another video, and today we are talking all about E3 2021, which is coming up very fast in a couple of days. I'm very excited because this will be the first time since the channel started that I'll be able to do E3 reactions, because let's admit, it didn't happen last year. So I'm very excited. I've always loved watching other YouTubers' E3 reactions, so getting to do it myself is going to be very, very fun. I don't know if Jess will be in all of them, but I think she'll at least be in a couple, like definitely Square and maybe Nintendo. I'm not sure. Now, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to react to every single conference. Like, I'm not going to go over like Verizon or anything, but I figured why not do an E3 prediction talking about things that I think we may see and things I wish we would see. So, anyway, like I said, I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm only going to go over like the big developers and the big publishers and like the ones that I actually plan on doing a reaction to. So let's get started. It all starts Saturday, June 12th, this upcoming Saturday, actually. And the first one that I'm really going to be interested in is Ubisoft, which is at noon that day. Now, these are all Pacific time, so it'll be a little bit later in the day for like me, who's in Eastern Standard Time. So you're probably looking at, I think it's maybe 2 or 3 hours difference. So about 2 to 3 p.m. when this will actually happen. It'll be the same for all the others. What do I think Ubisoft will have? Well, the first thing, of course, that comes to mind is Far Cry 6. They'll definitely be showing more of Far Cry 6 now that they're actually showing trailers for it here recently, so I'm sure they'll go over the game a bit more, talking about gameplay features, story, and what things you can expect in the game. I do not think we'll see a new Assassin's Creed yet because there's still DLC that needs to be made for Valhalla, but who knows? They might tease something. You never know. This being the first E3 back since the pandemic, and them being like the first big one out, Ubisoft might want to make a big splash on that. Now, that's really all I can really think of as far as what's going to be coming from Ubisoft. I don't know if maybe they'll do another game like like a sequel to Immortals Phoenix Rising. I don't know. I've not seen any rumors or anything about one, so hopefully that game was not a one shot. Hopefully they continue to do it because it did very well and it's a very good game. The one thing that I hope we see, but I'm not getting my hopes up, is Beyond Good and Evil 2. We have not seen a trailer or anything for this game in years. Ubisoft says they're still making it, so I'm kind of hoping that we do see something for it, because I'm actually looking forward to that game, because it's the kind of game that I would be very, very interested in. So I think that's the only one on Saturday I'll be watching. There is one for Gearbox, which I love Borderlands, but I just don't think there'll be anything huge announced there. So moving on, the next one will be on Sunday, and that is the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, which is at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so it'll be about at the latest 1 o'clock here when this airs. So you all know me, I'm not a big fan of Xbox or Microsoft. It's not a system for me. I'm more of a single player guy, and there's just nothing on the Xbox that interests me except Fable, but that's coming to PC. So for Microsoft themselves, like, since Sony is not going to be at E3 again, I'm pretty sure they'll show off a lot of games that's not going to be Xbox exclusive, so they'll be showing big games that'll be on other systems, so that's one big reason to watch it. I do think they probably will show Halo Infinite. You would think they would. Hopefully we hear something more about the next Fable, because we've not seen anything else since they showed the announcement trailer. And I can't really think of anything else, because I don't know really what Xbox has in the pipeline, because they just don't really talk about their exclusives or anything, or what they're working on, really, as far as I know. But then again, I'm not an Xbox fan, so I don't really go looking for it. Now Bethesda is going to be the big one because this is going to be the first E3 since Microsoft bought Bethesda, because usually Bethesda used to have their own conference. Now, what will Bethesda have? I don't know, because a lot of their games are like long in the pipeline. Like, I don't think we're going to see gameplay for like Elder Scrolls 6. I don't. That game is way off. Starfield, I think they need to show something, because after what happened with Fallout 76 and all that, which, if that's what's supposed to keep Fallout fans busy until they eventually make a Fallout 5 or another Fallout game, they need to bring something. So hopefully we do see Starfield. I'm still on the hopeful side that if these games are exclusive, it's timed exclusive. I just don't see games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls being only on one platform. I just don't. But then again, I have a PC, so if they are, I can play them off PC, but I just don't think they'll be forever exclusive. But I mean, weirder things have happened. So yeah, like I said, that starts at 10. It'll be one of the longer ones. There's no, like, I can't really think off the top of my head right now what other games I think might be shown at that, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And then at 12:15 p.m., Square Enix will have a conference. Now, this one, I think, I definitely think we may see another Final Fantasy 16 trailer, but I still think that's another game that is very far off. I would love to see something Kingdom Hearts related, but I highly doubt it. I don't think there's been any news about a follow-up to Melody of... was it Melody of Memory? Yes, that was the last one. I've not heard anything about what is going to come out after that, and this is coming from a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. There's just not been much, I know there's been some things going on with the mobile game. Maybe we'll get a console version of that. Who knows? But, another thing that I would love to see Square do is a retro Final Fantasy collection for the PS4 and PS5. And probably I think they do it for Xbox as well, where it's Final Fantasy 1 through 6. Because those games are missing. We've got 7, 8, and 9, but we don't have 1 through 6, and they could do it kind of like they're all very retro, so they couldn't do like what they did for 7, 8, 9, which is the HD sprites and all that, but they could definitely clean it up, add some new things to it. And I know this is probably not going to happen. It probably won't happen for several years, but I would love to see them finally put the 13 trilogy on PS4 and PS5. And that is and Xbox. And that's because Final Fantasy 13 is the only main, like, more recent main title not on at least the PS4. Because think about it. You've got 10 and 10-2, you've got 12, and you got 15. 14 and 11, I don't really count because they're MMOs, even though Final Fantasy 14 is amazing. You should definitely play it if you haven't. But, yeah, 13 is the only ones from, like, the PS2 to PS3 era that's not been ported. There's been rumors for years, but I kind of liked the 13 games. That was the first Final Fantasy that I really exposed Jess to. That's why she's so lightning obsessed. But I think they will one day. Probably not this year, but it would be nice. The big thing I think Square is going to have is news on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. And that's mostly because at a recent event, Tetsuya Nomura did say that he wanted to show something off for it, but they wanted to wait. And where else would there be than at E3, especially since Square is having their own conference? So I think we'll see something. I don't know if we'll see a trailer, but we may at least get some information, because, Intergrade comes out tomorrow, and yeah, that'd be a perfect time to say some stuff on it. There's been a lot of Dragon Quest news that recently came out, because Dragon Quest had an event. Those games are published, are made, and I think they're made. I think Square does make them. I at least know that they publish them. So maybe we'll get some news, more news on Dragon Quest 12. Probably not. It's probably too soon, but that would be nice. Then heading off to Monday, we have got really just one little thing that I'm interested in, and that's Capcom at 2:30 Pacific time. And it looks like it's not going to be very long. It looks like it's going to be about 30 minutes. I like the only thing that like Capcom, the only things that Capcom will that may have that I'll be interested in is maybe some more stuff on Monster Hunter Rise. Maybe they're planning some DLC for it. Monster Hunter Stories 2. And the big question is Resident Evil Village going to get any DLC like 7 did? Now, Resident Evil Village is a perfect game already all by itself. I know I've not finished it on the channel. Well, I have finished it. It's just that I'm putting, you know, they're already recorded. I just have to put them out. But it's I'd be interested to know, like, are they going to announce any DLC? Is there going to be like anything on the Resident Evil 4 remake rumor that's going on? Which you read places saying that it's definitely happening, and then you read others that saying it's still just a rumor. Who knows? Within 30 minutes, I don't think they have enough time to drop a big bombshell like that, but who knows? We'll have to see. And then finally, on the last day, on Tuesday, we have what could possibly be the biggest one, and that is Nintendo at 9 a.m. So, there is so much from Nintendo that I would love to see that's not going to happen. Like on my wish list, it would be like Metroid Prime Trilogy ported to the Switch. Yeah, it's mostly ports that I would love, but I can't help it. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which isn't going to happen because they've just recently announced Skyward Sword. That's about to come out, I believe. And I would love for them to port Xenoblade Chronicles X. I would love it, but I just don't think they're going to. The big question is, will we see Breath of the Wild 2? Chances are I think we will. Like, if you would ask me, if the pandemic hadn't happened, I think this game would be almost out at this point. And that's because, yes, Breath of the Wild took years to make, but remember, a lot of the assets that they're using for the sequel are already made. Because as far as we know, it's going to be taking place in Hyrule again. And it's already all there. All they really got to do is, you know, make new events and new side quests and some new stuff there. Or who knows, maybe the long rumor that it's going to take place in dungeons and caves underneath the castle and Hyrule and all that is true. Who knows? We don't know yet. We don't even know if it's going to be called Breath of the Wild 2. We just know it's a sequel. So hopefully we get something. I think the earliest we'll see it is next year. I do think it will release next year. The latest 2023. What else Nintendo could have? It's hard to say. Hopefully they have more on the new Pokemon Legends game, because I'm a bit more interested in that than the Diamond and Pearl remakes, though I probably will get those. I'm hoping more on Pokemon Legends, because I think that game has potential to be really, really good. The biggest thing, like, I would love Mario Kart 9. Please give us Mario Kart 9 already. But I think my biggest wish list. Oh, and finally give us something on Bayonetta 3. Like, we've been waiting for that for years. We've literally almost seen nothing but one little teaser. But my biggest thing would be a new Fire Emblem. Three Houses was amazing. It was personally my game of the year 2019. I've got almost 500 hours into that game. I may have already done that. I do plan on continuing my Let's Play. It's just, there's been just a lot going on, a lot of stuff going on that has delayed that, but I do plan to continue my Let's Play of it. But yeah, a new Fire Emblem for the Switch. That would be amazing. And they may finally show the Switch Pro. We don't know. That would probably be the talk of E3 if they do. That and Breath of the Wild 2. And then after that, we have got Bandai Namco. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, the biggest thing they could have, like, the biggest thing I'm hoping they do is finally give us that trailer of Elden Ring that leaked, or maybe a whole new trailer. We need some Elden Ring news, because even though it is made by from software, Bandai Namco does publish the Dark Souls games, so of course this is going to have the Bandai Namco name on it, and I'm really looking forward to Elden Ring, because Bandai Namco, even without from software, has done very well with it, and that is very apparent by this game. Code Vein was an amazing game, but yeah, if you look at any Dark Souls game, you'll see Bandai Namco. So yes, I am hoping for Elden Ring in this. They'll probably have some more stuff on Tales of Arise, because that's coming out very soon. As for that, maybe another Tales re-release I would like to see, because we've already got Vesperia. Maybe a re-release of how about a release of a Tales game that never came to America? That would be amazing, but I don't know. Probably some more stuff. No, yeah, probably a last minute thing on Scarlet Nexus, because I believe Bandai Namco's making that. Maybe some, like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to guess too much, because I just don't know everything that Bandai Namco has in store. But yeah, I think that's going to cover it, because that's the last one on the last day that I'm interested in. Oh, I completely forgot during the Square Enix conference. The rumors of Final Fantasy Origin, the Final Fantasy Souls-like game. I hope that turns out to be true. I need to do an update video on that before E3 happens. But yeah, that is my predictions on E3. That's things that I'm looking most forward to. I kind of wish Sony would come back and take part in E3 again, but maybe they'll do another state of play here soon. I don't know. They've not announced anything as of right now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you're looking forward to for E3, and please remember, I will be doing reactions. Get them up as fast as we can. As always, guys, this is Canaan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.